The purpose of what I'd like to do, because you represent Catholic Radio in some fashion to people in your family, to people in your parish, to people in your community, is get you up to speed on some of the recent things we've done and some of the things we're planning over the next 6 months. And you might have questions at the very end of this evening on some of these or some suggestions, and would welcome them. So essentially, if you summarized everything we're trying to do, we're trying to create more faces of Catholic Radio out there in the community. So when they think of Catholic Radio, they don't necessarily think of Catholic Answers or Teresa Tomeo or any one of our show hosts. They think of you or somebody in their parish, somebody in their family that they say, I know that person loves listening to Catholic Radio, and I think that person is a wonderful representative of their family and of their faith and of their community, so if it's good for them, then maybe I'll give it a shot. So we're trying to do a lot of things like that. We launched the 1060 Club. Many of you are among our first members. Thank you very much. That was intended to do 4 things. One, to get people that we knew were praying for the station every day, people who would give us advice on key questions or decisions that we needed to make, people who would promote Catholic Radio to their friends and family members and commit to that, and those that would support us financially at a level of commitment that we had never asked for before. And we were thrilled. I think we're up to 102 1060 Club members. We also launched a parish captain program, a lot with Tom Lyman's help over there, and the help that some of you are providing for that. We think at a local level, nothing is going to impact more people in terms of creating awareness for Catholic Radio than a well-run parish captain program. So we have high hopes in Boston, and I think Jim is interested in bringing some of what we learn and do right and learn from any mistakes we may make to other stations in the Station of the Cross network. We've fielded, I think, 5 surveys since the summer on various questions. A general survey, questions on signal strength, in different communities, questions on a possible new logo, and I'm forgetting the others. But we really want to make it an interactive conversation with those who care as much about Catholic Radio as we do, and so those are going well. We've expanded our push for bumper stickers and magnets. If you love Catholic Radio, and if you don't have one on your car, or if your spouse doesn't have one on his or her car, think about taking one. We have some extras there. Other than word of mouth, the listeners to 1060 Catholic Radio say the number 2 reason why they first tune into the station is because they see a bumper sticker. We had those successful billboard campaigns. They cost a lot of money to do, but it's actually those bumper stickers, in front of you, or on the highways of eastern Massachusetts, or you see them in a parking lot or in somebody's driveway. They matter. So please think about putting one on your car. If you know there are people you can see Christmas time and you can twist their arm to put a bumper sticker on their cars, take a few extras, please. We've recently launched a clergy advisory board and a lay advisory board for our station. Father Darren's on our clergy board. And this is to help us with a lot of the relationships we want to deepen for Catholic Radio with a lot of other Catholic organizations in town. And our hope, it's not even a long-term hope. Our hope, and I'd like it to be short-term, is that we would have a very strong relationship with every parish and every Catholic organization in the Archdiocese of Boston and wherever the signal reaches. We have a long way to go. We need a lot of people's help with that, and the clergy and the lay advisory boards are helping us do that. We have a one-day-a-week local show broadcast from Boston right now, Calling All Catholics, which is on Mondays at 5. Father Chip Hines is the host. We hope to have other local shows emanating from Boston on the air in 2015. So we're working on a lot of ideas there. We have the new studio down in Walpole that some of you have seen. We have a new website, 1060catholic.org. So those are some of the things that we've recently done. There's a long list of initiatives, again, all driven to, I thought, if we localized the station and we started inviting the first wave of people, then the second wave and the third wave, then over time we'll have the thousands of ambassadors that we hope to have for the station. So what are some of the new things we're planning over the next couple months? If you have our mobile app, the iCatholic Radio app, which has been downloaded something like 230,000 times across the globe, One of my frustrations in listening to it is because Jim has so many Catholic radio stations, you have to go through and choose one of the 8 feeds, or 9 if you include the Spanish Catholic radio feed on there. And I thought for us in Boston, particularly because of our signal strength issues at night, that having an app that you just plug on the app and it instantly gets the signal from Boston would be an improvement for our listeners, particularly on the commutes home. So within a couple of months, we'll have a new app, even better than the current app as we're going with the new version, but it'll only be for Boston. We haven't named it yet. A coming attraction. There probably will be a survey from some of our most dedicated listeners on some of our name options, so please look for that. Secondly, I didn't know this. What would be your guess on how many people don't have, they have phones, but they don't have smartphones? Who wants to throw out a guess? So they can't have an app.
You need a percentage?
Yes.
50%.
50%?
60. Higher.
Higher, 70?
75.
Wow.
I'd say about 60.
40%.
30.
He nailed it, 40%. The guy that works with intelligence, I guess, is the, if he didn't get it right. Yeah, 40% have mobile phones, but they don't have smartphone capability to download an app. So I was at the Catholic Radio Conference a couple months ago, and I ended up sharing a cab from the airport to the hotel with a guy from a service called Audio Now. And what they do is they stream radio feeds, everything from the BBC to now 1060 Catholic Radio to Ave Maria Radio to Vatican Radio, and all you have to do is dial a 10-digit U.S. phone number. So if you have unlimited call minutes on your, on your home phone or on your cell phone, you can listen to 1060 Catholic Radio or lots of other things on that service, Audio Now. So if you're interested in recommending that to anybody, or if you're in that 40%, the phone number is right on our website, but it's I think it's an Iowa number, so you will pay long distance minutes if you don't have unlimited. So that's the second thing, and we're launching this month a Christmas appeal for the many people out there that contribute a lot to various organizations, including the church, really just at year end. And we have a well-regarded fundraising consultant on a lay advisory board, and he said, I know you're doing a lot of things in the middle of the year, but what are you doing on year end? And my answer was, we really don't do anything. And he's like, you're missing out on 30% of people who give most of their charitable contributions at the end of the year, so do something. So I ask you, most of you support the station very generously. I ask for your prayers that those who listen to the station that haven't really supported us in a generous fashion will respond to that Christmas appeal. We could use the money to implement a lot of these other initiatives that we have.